Very good morning to all of you. Today we are going to discuss the methods of selecting the subset of feature selection. So, what are the methods by which we can selecting the subset of a features? So, for that we discuss some methods. In the previous class, we have already discussed about a brief introduction about three methods which are used for subset selecting the subset of the features, which was, we can say, the one is filtering method, another one is the embedded method, and the wrap method. So there are mainly three types of method by which we can subset selecting the subset features. So we are mainly discussing the topic feature selection. It is come under the dimensionality reduction. It means suppose we have a data set which has so many numbers of columns. Column means row. Sorry. So many numbers of row. We wish to reduce the number of row to increase the performance of the prediction. Okay. So here we go. So we are discussing the feature selection. In this feature selection, we already discussed the feature ranking and what do you mean by subset selection. Today we detail discuss about the filter, then wrapped and embedded method for selecting the features. Okay. So yesterday we already discussed what is, we can say, feature selection. So we have a data set. In data set, we have some features, and we select only some features or subset of the features from the that whole database system or whole data set. So that is known as a feature selection. So we have some features and we only select the subset from the existing features, that is known as a feature selection. But the problem is that on what basis or in which on what criteria we decided that which types of features we have to select. So that question will be answered in this today's lecture. So there are mainly three methods. The first method is filter method, and then we can say wrap method, and then embedded methods. So there are basically three methods. Our general methods, we already discussed a Python coding of these three methods, and today we discuss some variation, or we can say some types or some kinds of filtering methods or wrap method, or we can say embedded methods. So in filtering method, it just a part of pre-processing. Pre-processing, it means when we going to start a machine learning and take a data set, we must start pre-process the data set. So filter is just work like a pre-processing, and it does not operate on any algorithm or any machine learning algorithm model. Then the wrap model, it is simply apply on the algorithm which we are building, and it is iterative methods. Iteratively we perform the filtering, or we can say dimension reduction. And the last one is embedded method. So embedded methods, we in while doing the development of the model, we include some steps by which we can choose a best features during the developing the models. So we discuss one by one each and everything, and I can clear the doubts of you in the every these three types of methods. So filters method uses proxy measures, wrap method uses predictive models, and embedded method select the features during the building the model. Then what is the filter method? So as I already told you, filter methods are generally used as a pre-processing steps. So it is used in the pre-processing of a data. These methods select the features from the data sets. So we have a data set and we select the features on from that particular data sets. Okay. Then then we can say selection of features is independent of any machine learning algorithm. It is important. In the case of we can say filtering of a feature selection method. So in the filtering, it is not applied on any machine learning algorithm, and this filtering is independent to any machine learning algorithm, and it is a part of pre-processing. At the pre-processing time, we are select the best features. So features are selected on the basis of their scores. So I already discussed feature ranking in the last previous class. So what is a score? Score is maybe any score which we are mathematically assign the ordering of a features. Suppose for example correlation score. So correlativity, it means the features is how much related to the or how impact on the target value. If it how impact is very much, then it is a score will be high. So similarly, there are so many methods to assigning the score to the features. So on the basis of the score of the features, the filter method select the, we can say, features. Okay. Then it is a simple graphical representation of filtering. We have set of all features. We have the data set. In data set, we have the number of columns, and that columns are known as the features. The column name are the features, and we take all the features. Among that features, we select the best subset. On what basis we select? We select on the basis of the score. What is the score? It any measuring a score by which we can measure the correlativity of the features with the target value. Learning algorithm. After selecting the features, so filtering is a method in which we are selecting the features. So filtering is a method is selecting the features. Okay. So filtering is a method which is we can say selecting the subset of the features. It is very important. Then learning algorithm. When we are talking about the algorithm, so that subset of features is applied on learning algorithm. So we select the subset on the basis of the filtering, then we apply that subset of the features into the learning algorithm, and that learning algorithm produce the prediction of the or generate the target value, and we measure the performance. Okay. So there are some methods. It is some general methods which we are use in filtering. So there are some methods. There are two types of feature and response. So if the features is continuous and if the features is categorical. So there are two types of features. We know already what is the continuous value and what is the categorical value. So continuous value, fraction value, we can say, the value between 1 and +1 to -1 and something else. And categorical labeled value, we can say categorical value, which value is the fixed. So we can say the features, if the features is continuous and if the features is categorical, and the resulting will be continuous and the result or the response will be categorical. How we can say like that? So there are some methods by which we can perform the filtering. So filtering is nothing but selecting the features, subset of the features. And inside the filtering, we have some methods, around 9 methods I will discuss today. Among them, I just show you one table over here. So if the features is continuous and the response will also continuous, then there is a method, it is known as a Pearson's correlation. So Pearson correlation is a method which apply on the continuous features. Another LDA is again another method which applies on the categorical value and it generates the continuous response. Again, ANOVA is another method which is apply on the continuous features and it generates the categorical response. Again, chi-square, it is important method. Generally, Python implementation is available on it and it is most popular. So chi-square method is also important method which is categorical, select the categorical features and apply on, and produce the response in the form of categorical form. Okay, so it is just simply like table. In this table, you can read like this. It is feature is categorical, feature is continuous, feature is categorical, response is continuous, and response is categorical. So categorical, Pearson's correlation. Continuous Pearson correlation, categorical continuous LDA, categorical continuous categorical ANOVA, and categorical chi-square. So it's simply a table which briefly gives you idea about this particular filtering method. So just uh, idea about the methods. We discuss much more about that. It is I am listing only 4 methods, but we discuss around 9 methods today. So don't worry. So the first method is simply known as a Pearson correlation, or we can say correlation methods. So we already discussed the correlativity. Relativity, it means, say, suppose there are two methods, two features f1 and f2, and the score will be the high. It means they are highly related to each other. So we finding the correlativity. Correlativity, it means if the particular features is highly correlated to the particular another feature, then the value of changing in the one variable is depending. It also affecting to the another variable. That is the correlativity. So it is used to measure the we can say quantifying linear dependency. Linear dependency, it means I told you if one is changing, then how much another will be changed. Linear dependency between the two continuous variable, it is important. It is applied on the continuous value. Continuous value, say x and y, it values vary from -1 to +1. Pearson correlation is given as below, like this. So with the help of this equation, we can give the Pearson's correlation. So P of xy, so Pearson correlation of xy is equals to covariance of x and y upon variance of x and variance of y. Okay, so it is we can say Pearson correlation formula. So Pearson correlation formula is nothing but is a method which assigning the score to the continuous features. On the basis of that score, we are selecting the features. Okay. So now next, LDA. LDA simply stands for linear discriminant analysis. So what is LDA? LDA is a linear discriminant analysis. LDA. Linear discriminant analysis. LDA is simply known as a linear discriminant analysis. So it is used to find the linear combination of the features that characterize or separate two or more classes or levels categorical value. So the Pearson correlation is scoring or assigning the score to the continuous value, so selecting the features, while we can say LDA is assigning the score to the categorical value. So for categorical value selection, we use a LDA. So what it did, linear discriminant analysis is used. It is a stand for linear discriminant analysis, is used to find a linear combination of features. Linear combination of the features characterize or separate two or more classes or levels of the categorical values. So okay. Now next one is a ANOVA. It is stand for analysis of variance. So another one is the analysis of variance. So these are the methods which are used in filtering, and with the help of filtering, we can select the subset of the features which are important to predict the target value. That is our goal. Okay. So analysis of the variance, in the analysis of the variance, it is similar to LDA. What is LDA? This is linear discriminant analysis, LDA, except the fact that it is operated using one or more categorical independent features and one continuous dependent feature. See, in the LDA we work on the categorical value, but in the case of analysis of the variance, we use one or more independent variable and one a continuous value. On that, we are simply finding the subset of the features. So it is a combination of continuous and categorical both value it takes, and it produces the ranking of the features so that we can select the particular features. Okay. So I hope you understand this concept. So we discussed Pearson correlation, we discussed LDA, and we discussed ANOVA. Apart from that, the next will be chi-square test. So it is also important, chi-square test. It is used in we can say generating doing the filtering, or it is a part of pre-processing. So I already told you filtering is a pre-processing, and in the filtering we have one of the method is uh, chi chi-square method. It sometimes is also known as x-square. So chi-square method is generally used to test the relationship between the categorical variable. So it is again for the categorical variable, for checking the relativity between the two categorical variables, we use a chi-square test. So it compare to observed value from the different attributes of the data set its expected value. Okay, so which values compare? Different value of the attribute and what will be the expected value of that particular attribute. That two things are compared in the chi-square method. So what is the formula of chi-square method? Observed value and expected value. What is you value observed by applying the taking the subset, and what will be the expected value, what value you are expecting. Okay, the difference between them we can say error. So square divided by, we can say expected value. So it is known as a chi-square method. So it is also one of the important method of filtering. Next we have features score. So we have scoring the features. So when we score the features, on the basis of the score, we can take or we can took a particular features for the target value prediction. The feature scores each features independently according to their score. Independently according to their score, features criteria leading to a suboptimal set of features. So in this we assign we compute a feature a score, and on the basis of this score we can identify which feature is important and which is not important. So the larger the feature score, the better the selection features. So suppose there are feature 1, feature 2, feature 3, feature 4. Okay, and we have a score like this. Its score is, for example, 0.8. Its score is around 0. Suppose 9, and it score around suppose 0.1, and it scores about 0.2. Okay, so which score having the high, x2 having the higher score and x1 having the higher score. So we pick up only these two features and we discard these two features. So that is a filtering. So on the basis of the filtering we select the subset of the features. Okay, so filtering is a part of pre-processing. Now next, in the mean absolute difference, I hope you know it is also mean absolute difference. So in the mean, this method is similar to the variance threshold. So what is this? This method is similar to the variance threshold method, but difference in their no square in the MAD. So variance thresholding, and we use the squaring, but in this we don't use the squaring. So that are the methods which are used in filtering. So this method calculate the means absolute difference from the mean value. So it calculates the mean absolute difference from the mean value of the particular variable or particular features. Okay. So next we have dispersion ratio. So it is again the next method of we can say filtering. It is the next method of filtering. In this method, the ratio is defined as the ratio of the arithmetic means AM and the geometric means GM. So when we are taking good morning Shashank. So when we are taking the ratio of arithmetic means of the features and the geometric means of the features, then it is known as a dispersion ratio. On the basis of this ratio, we compute some score, and the score is higher, than that particular feature is more correlated to our target value, and we choose that value, or we choose that particular features. So the value will be +1 to the infinity. The value of this score is +1 to infinity, and AM is greater than equals to GM for the given features. Higher dispersive ratio implies more related features. So again, if the score is higher, then we can say feature is related. So we have original data set. From original data set, we choose some features which having the higher score. We apply dispersion ratio on that particular attributes or particular features, and we compute the score, and we choose only those features which having the higher score. So it is also one example of filtering method. Then mutual dependence method, again it is a second last method. There are lots of method of filtering. We simply discussing the popular methods. The eighth one is mutual dependence method of filtering. So this method measure if two variable are mutually dependent, and thus the provides the amount of information obtain one variable on observed to the another variable. So mutually dependency, it means if there are two variables, and when we observing or when we are changing the one value, then we get the value of the another variable. That is simply known as a mutual dependency. Sorry. Then we simply check the mutual dependency. Okay. And depending on the response or absence of the features, it measures the amount of information that features contribute to making the target prediction. See, I can just show you one example with that. Suppose there is a feature x1, suppose there is a feature x2, x3, x4, x5, and it is a target. Okay. Now we calculating the value of x1 and x2. We calculating the mutual dependency. Suppose both two are mutually dependent. But both two are mutually dependent. And suppose we delete one, and now when we changing the x2, then we check what is the effect on target value. On basis of that particular value, we choose the features. In this, what we do, we simply identify the mutually dependent features, and when we delete the one features and we change the remaining features, then we observe what is the changes in the target value. On the basis of that, we choosing the subset of the features. Okay. And the last one is relief. Relief is also a method of filtering. In this method, measure the quality of the attributes by a random sampling of an instance. So in the relief, we do simply taking the instance of a particular features, and on the basis of that instance, we check the relativity with the target value and identify the feature relevance, which instance is related to that particular target value, and we choose only that features which higher instance are related to the target value. That's it. So in this relief method, we choose we check the instances of a features, and which instances are more related to the target value, we choose only that features and discard the features which are not much important related to the target value. For example, in yesterday we discussed that average weight of the student. So in the average weight of the student is increased when the age is increased, or is increased when the height is increased. So instances of the height and the instances of age are more effective or more related to the, we can say, average of the student. So we simply took the age and height features, and we discard the ID and name, something like that. Okay. So that is the filtering. So what is the filtering? Filtering is nothing but it is a type of pre-processing. We simply pre-process the data, or we pre-process the data set features on the basis of the score of the feature. Score will be anything, correlativity, chi-square method, anything will be, or correlation method, something like that. So on that basis of that score, we choose the subset of the features, and on that and we apply the that subset to the model, and that model generate the target value. Okay. So what is the filtering? In simple one word, we can say filtering is a pre-processing method. In that we have so many methods. We discuss around 9 methods over here, but apart from that there is also many methods, but these 9 methods are very important. Among that 9 methods, we also upcoming classes we have some code practice, and which also implement in the Python. Okay. So next is wrapped method. So what is a wrap method? In this method, we do nothing. We simply take we can say a model. In this model, we take subset, We apply subset to that model, and that model iteratively generate the target value. We took a subset, apply to the model, generate the target value, again took a subset, apply to the model, and generate the target value. That is simply known as a wrap model. Let's have a look. So wrap method also refer to the greedy method or greedy algorithm. Train the algorithm by using subset of the features. So it is very important. See, filter method is not applied to the algorithm. Filter method is just a method of selecting the subset. For example, suppose you have the 10 features. Among that you selecting only 3 features. On these 3 features we apply to the model and generate the target value. That's it. And it is 3 are fixed. In the case of filter method. But in the case of wrapping and embedded method, what we do, in the case of wrapping and embedded method, we simply generating the subset. Here subset is fixed, but in the case of wrap and embedded method, suppose there is a 10 features, we are creating the subset of 3 features, for example, combination of 3 features, the possible combination of 3 features, and we took one subset and we apply to the model and we take the check the target value. If the target value is not good, we again take the new features, then apply to the model and check the target value. Again we take the next subset, we apply to the model and check the target value. So it is work like a iterative in manner. So now we are going to wrap method is also very important method. See the diagram. This is the diagram. What we do, we have set of features. Now in these features we are creating the subset. Subset is randomly created. Like we also use the filtering before it. So we choose the subset and we apply to the learning algorithm and check the performance. Okay, we iteratively apply to the learning algorithm, and learning algorithm will learn, and then we again choose the next, generate a subset, next set we generate, and then we again apply to the algorithm. And how much iterative we use until we are getting the optimal target value performance. If we achieve the target value performance good, then we'll stop the iteration, or we add as required. Suppose there are 100 features and we wish to take only 10 features, so we perform the iterative until we get the 10 features. Okay, so let's have a look. So it is a wrap method. We try use subset of the features. So what we try, subset of the features and train the model. It is very important, because in the filtering we not apply the subset to the we simply, our main target is to selecting the subset, but here we are selecting the subset and applying to the model. Again we selecting the subset and again apply to the model until we get the best performance. Based on the inference. What do you mean by inference? Inference, it means we have a prior knowledge. On this prior knowledge we generate the new knowledge. That is a rule of inference, we can say like that. So it is a smart system. It have the inference engine or something like that. So in what is inference? Inference. Suppose you are having the knowledge of mathematics, and on the based on that mathematics, if you solve the new question, then that is known as an inference. So based on the your knowledge, if you create the new concept or you can solve the new problem, then it is known as an inference. So that we draw from the previous model, we decide add or remove feature from your subset. So what we do, suppose there are 10 features, we take a subset of 3 features and we apply to the model, and again we take the 3 features and we apply to this model. If the performance of it is P1 and performance it is P2, if performance of P1 is greater than P2, if the performance of P1 is greater than P2, then we discard this subset, we only take this subset. Okay, so what it do, it check with the infer with the previously generated the output and is compared to the new subset. If the output is not as per the grade than the previous subset value, then we discard the new subset value. Okay. Stopping criteria, I already told you. The base subset are usually predefined. So stopping criteria are predefined by the person running the model, such as when the performance of the model decrease or a specific number of features has been achieved. Suppose in the 100 number of features, if you wish to achieve only 10 features, so we perform the subsetting the features until we get the 10 best features, or I set a parameter that I need 80% accuracy of the target value. So if I achieve the 80% target value, then I stop the iteration. So it is an iterative method. It is embed in the model. It embed the logic to iteratively generating the subset, applying to the algorithm, and check the performance. Okay, so it is a embedded method. It is also having some methods type. So the first one is a forward selection. What do you mean by forward selection? So in the forward selection, suppose you are having the blank box, yeah, empty box, okay, empty algorithm. In the algorithm, we have a model. In this model, we take a nothing. Now here is the features. Like suppose feature 10 features. Okay, so we choose first. We choose one feature, and we apply to the model and check the performance. Okay, again we add one more feature and check the performance. Again we add one more feature and check the performance. Again we add one more feature and we check the performance. Okay, so at particular time performance will increase a certain time, after then performance will decrease. Suppose I add the 4 features, and when I add the 5th feature, my performance will decrease or not change, then I discard the that 5th one features. Okay, so when in a forward selection method, in the embedded feature selection method, we start with the empty set of the features, then we apply that features to the model, and model predict the target value. Again we add the next features and again generate the target value, and we compare the previous target value to the newly generated target value. If the accuracy is increased, then we took that particular feature, otherwise we discard that features. So it is start with empty and adding, continuously adding the features until we get the good accuracy, or we delete the features which are not impacting to generate the target value or accurate target value. Okay, it is something like that. You have a blank box and you wish to generate some production, and when we add a ingredient that particular box, and ingredient increase the production, then we add that ingredient, and if the ingredient not increase the production, then we discard that particular ingredients. Okay, it is working something like that. So in each iteration we keeps adding the features which best improve our model. So we keeply adding the features which improve the performance of our model. So it is started with the empty, but it's simply reverse. In the reverse case, if we are discussing about the backward elimination, it means suppose there are 100 features, we take all 100 features, okay, and compute the performance. Okay, then we decrease it to 99 and again compute the performance. We decrease it to 98, again compute to the performance. Until how much time? When we suppose not affecting the performance, suppose increase the performance. Suppose here performance P1 is, suppose for example 0.8, here performance is 0.9, here performance is 0.91, here performance, suppose we reach to the 50, features are remaining 50 and performance is 99. Suppose now feature is 49 and performance becomes 88. So here if we remains the features 50, then we get the performance 0.99. It means when we took out of 155 features, we guessed best performance. So we choose only these 50 features. Okay, 50. So we choose only 50 features. So in the backward elimination, we take all the features and we continuously reduce that features until we get the perfect performance of the target value. So here in backward elimination, we start with all the features and remove the least significant features at each iteration, which improve the performance of the model. What is the least significant? Again, in the score, there are some way of calculating the score. Least significant, which is not affecting the target value, we're removing that least significant variable or feature. So we repeat this until improve its observed or remove the features. So how much iteration we do until the our performance is increase. If performance is going to decrease, then stop the process. And then bi-directional elimination, it combination of the forward direction or and the backward elimination. Both combination is in the bi-direction. It adding the features and it deleting the features. Both it generating the output simultaneously. Okay. So this method uses both forward selection and backwards elimination techniques simultaneously to each of one unique solution. So it generates the solution of unique solution simultaneously backward and forward, both the methods used simultaneously over here. And then exhaustive selection. So in the exhaustive selection, we generate the all possible subsets and we apply to the model and we check the result. So these techniques consider all the brute force approach. So it is a use the brute force approach and for the evaluation of the feature subset. So in brute force method, what we did, we simply generate the all possible features, and that all possible features are applied to the our model. So it create all possible subset and build a learning algorithm for the each subset, select and subset whose model's performance is best. So we generate a subset, we apply to the model. In brute force, we generate all the possible subset and that all possible subset apply to the model. If performance is good, then we choose that subset, otherwise we discard that subset. So it is a, we can say, exhaustive selection. So forward selection, we start with the empty features. Backward selection, we start with the all features. Then the third one is the bidirectional features. It means we start with the empty and all features also simultaneously, and we get the result and compare which one is better. And the exhaustive selection, it is a brute force method in which we takes all the possible combinations and the best combination we took for the target value generation. And the second last will be recursive feature elimination. It greedy optimization of algorithm which aims to find the best performance feature subset. It repeatedly creates the model and keeps aside the best or worst performance feature at each iteration. So what it did, it built the model, take the features repeatedly, iteratively, and rank the features. Rank the feature, it means when we add one feature, then that features how much effect to the target value. Again, we add the next feature, then it how much effect the target value. And based on that performance, we assigning the ranking to the features. So it constructs the next model with the left features until all the features are exhausted. It then rank the features based on the order their elimination. So how we eliminate the model features? We assign the rank. Okay. So assign the ranking to the model also, features also which are eliminated. So we can easily identify that first the elimination. If the first elimination rank 1, then the second elimination rank 2, then the third elimination rank 3. On the basis of the ranking of the elimination, we can say this one is a more correlated, this one is a less correlated. Okay. So it is all about the wrap method. So till now we discuss the filter method, then the wrap method. Now we are going to discuss embedded method. So in the filter method, we choose the subset and we apply to the model and we take the result and compare the result with the different subset and choose those subsets which are very generating the very accurate target value. So in embedded method, in the case of embedded, we already know we embedding some mechanism to the model itself so that model can choose the best subset. So Embedded method combine the qualities of filter and wrap method. So it contains the quality of both, or we can say embedded method is a combination of filtering or wrapping model. It's implemented by algorithms that have their own built-in feature selection method. Own feature selection, it means till now how we select the features. In embedded method, we select the features on basis of the performance, and in filtering, we select the features on basis of the score. Now it having its own method. So it is something like that. We have all the features. We generate the subset by its own method. We apply to the algorithm and check the performance, and again we selecting the subset and do it again iteratively. So it's selecting the subset on its own method, so it is like a filtering, and we apply to the algorithm, and again it's choosing the next we can say subset and apply to algorithm and check the performance. So it also work like a embedded type, a wrap type. So it working like a wrap type and also selecting the subset on its own method. It is known as a, in the embedded method, in wrap method we are selecting the subset randomly, but in the filtering method we are selecting the subset on the basis of the score. So it's selecting the subset by based on some particular method, and it apply to the algorithm, check the performance, and again do iteratively. So that's why it is a combination of filtering and the wrapping. So embedded methods combine the we already discussed. So there are some lasso and ridge are two methods which are used in this particular embedded method. There are lots of methods, but these two are popular. So regularization, it means suppose we are assigning the palentry. For example, suppose if the students are for example, to regulate particular things, we apply some rule on them. Suppose if person is not wearing the mask, then we are imposing the palentry on them, something like that. So the person started to wearing the mask. In the similar way, we are assigning the palentry to the features so that they can regulate, something like that. Let's have a look. So this method add the palentry, a penalty to different parameters of the machine learning model to avoid the overfitting. So we are assigning the penalty. This approach a feature selected using the lasso L1 regularization and elastic nets L1 L2 regularization. So we discuss L1 and L2 regularization. So L1 regression performs L1 regression, which adds palentry equivalent to the absolute value of the magnitude coefficient. So how much palentry it applied to the features model? It applied the palentry about magnitude of the coefficient. So the magnitude of the coefficient palentry is applied to the model who is not performing the well. And again, a ridge regression, it is performance L2 regularization, which adds palentry equivalent to the square. So here is a normal magnitude coefficient. It is a square of the magnitude coefficient. Okay, so it is known as a ridge regression method. So today we discuss all the popular methods of filtering, all the popular methods of wrapping, and the last we discuss simple two methods. It is very simple methods, but we have also Python code of it. We discuss in upcoming classes of we can say embedded methods. Okay, so these are type of sub classes or sub functions or sub methods by which we can perform the selecting the subset features. So today we discuss what do you mean by filter method, what do you mean by wrap method, and what do you mean by we can say embedded method, and what are the what are the subcategories or what are the types of filtering, what are the types of we can say embedded, and what are the types of wrap method to select the features. Okay. So in the next class we discuss more topic. So it is all for today. I hope you understand the concept. Any question till now? Any question from students? Thank you very much. It is all for today.